didn't lose them. They lost you. They couldn't handle you. You were the storm they couldn't withstand. You were the fire they couldn't control. And now they will watch as you burn brighter than anything they ever saw in you. They'll watch as they regret the day they let the best thing that ever happened to them slip through their fingers. You didn't lose them. They lost you. They didn't have the strength to stand beside you. They didn't have the will to endure the fire you've become. They couldn't handle the pressure, the intensity, the unstoppable force that's growing inside you. You weren't the problem. You were the answer. The world wasn't ready for the strength you bring. But now that you've seen your own potential, you'll never shrink back into the shadows. Not again. The lies they fed you, the excuses they used to walk away, that's their burden to carry. You've awakened to your own power. You're no longer that person who crumbled under the weight of rejection. You're no longer the person who begged for validation. You're the warrior who understands their own worth. They chose weakness. They chose comfort over chaos. And now they'll regret that choice. You have nothing to prove to them. You have nothing to prove to anyone. The real question is, are you ready to embrace the power they couldn't handle? Are you ready to step into your own greatness and leave the people who didn't deserve you in the dust? They'll be watching you rise. They'll be watching as you destroy every obstacle that once made them think they were better than you. But here's the cold truth. You're the one who has to take that step. You can't sit around waiting for validation from the same people who turned their back on you. You can't sit around hoping they'll realize what they've lost. They won't. Because they were never strong enough to see the real you. They were never capable of handling what you are destined to become. This is no longer about what they did to you. It's about what you're about to do to the world. It's time to stop living in the past. Stop living in regret. The best revenge isn't proving them wrong. The best revenge is proving to yourself that you are the storm that can never be tamed. The fire that will never go out. The warrior that will never kneel. So rise. Rise with everything you've got. Let them watch as you tear through every boundary, every limit they thought you had. Let them choke on the dust of your success. Let them be haunted by the regret of losing someone as powerful as you. You didn't lose them. They lost you, and they will regret it forever. The cold truth is staring you in the face, and you can't run from it anymore. You've spent too much time pretending everything is fine, hiding behind excuses, waiting for someone or something to come along and save you. But no one is coming. Not a single person is going to come to your rescue. The world doesn't care about your feelings, your pain, or your dreams. The only thing that matters is what you do. You've been weak. You've been afraid. You've been hiding in the comfort of your own self-pity, waiting for someone to tell you it's okay, that you can stay where you are and still be worthy. It doesn't work that way. You've let fear drive your decisions, let doubt dictate your path, let comfort lock you in a cage. And it's time to wake up. It's time to face the harsh reality. No one is going to hand you your success. No one is going to give you permission to rise. The only thing you're owed in this life is what you're willing to fight for. You want respect. You want success. You want to be the one who stands tall when everyone else is falling. Then get ready to shed every weakness, every excuse, every fear that's been holding you back. Stop looking at others for validation. Stop crying over the ones who couldn't handle your greatness. They didn't leave you. You left them behind. They couldn't keep up with the person you were becoming. And they didn't have the strength to stand by you when you needed them the most. Look at yourself in the mirror and stop lying. Stop lying about what you've been doing with your life. Stop pretending like you've been giving it your all when you've been settling for less than you deserve. You've allowed yourself to be lazy. You've allowed distractions to rob you of your focus. You've allowed comfort to numb you, to keep you stagnant. But the truth is, you've been your own enemy this whole time. Every time you didn't show up for yourself, you let your own potential slip through your fingers. The brutal reality is this: Every moment you waste on weakness, on fear, on hesitation, is a moment you can never get back. The clock is ticking, and there's no pause button. The world doesn't care if you're ready. It doesn't care if you feel like you're not good enough. It doesn't care if you're scared of failing. The world only cares about results. And if you can't bring those results, then you'll be left behind. You've been holding yourself back with your own lies, your own fear, your own weakness. It's time to stop pretending. You've got one life, one, and you're wasting it on comfort, on fear, on the opinion of people who never saw your value. The only thing standing between you and greatness is you, your mind, your willpower, your willingness to endure the pain, to fight through the suffering, to push beyond the limits you've set for yourself. If you're ready to change, if you're ready to step into your power, then stop wasting time. The world won't wait for you. You need to make the decision right now to stop being weak. You need to stop letting yourself be a victim to your circumstances. It's time to rise, and nothing should stop you. You've reached the breaking point. It's the moment where all the excuses stop, where all the pain you've been carrying is thrown in your face. You can either break or you can rise, but there's no in between. You've let yourself be weak for too long, and now it's time to face the undeniable truth: you are your own enemy. It wasn't them, it wasn't your circumstances, it wasn't life holding you back, it was you. Look at how much time you've wasted. Look at how many opportunities you've missed, because you didn't believe you were worthy enough to seize them. You let fear take the wheel. You let doubt control your thoughts. You let your weaknesses define you. The world didn't break you. You broke yourself. Every time you hesitated, every time you backed down, every time you settled for less than what you deserved. It's easy to blame others, to point fingers at those who walked away, those who didn't believe in you. But that's the lie. The truth is, the only reason they walked away is because you weren't strong enough to hold your ground. You were too busy making excuses, too afraid to fight for what you wanted. Every failure, every rejection, every loss, it's all been your doing. You've let yourself stay in the comfort of your own weakness, afraid to face the pain of growing, of changing, of becoming who you're meant to be. Now, it's time to strip away the lies. It's time to confront your true enemy, yourself. You have everything you need inside of you to rise. The strength, the resilience, the mental toughness, it's all there. But you've been too afraid to tap into it. You've been too afraid to push yourself past your limits, to challenge yourself to go further, to dig deeper. And now, it's time to pay the price. Because there's no going back. You've reached the breaking point, and now you have a choice. You can let this moment break you, or you can let it forge you into something unbreakable. Every failure is just a lesson. Every rejection is just a stepping stone. Every hardship is a chance to build your mental fortitude, to test your willpower, to strengthen your mind. This is the moment you decide whether you'll stay weak, or whether you'll embrace the struggle, the pain, the sacrifice, and become the warrior you were always meant to be. Understand this: no one is coming to save you. The cavalry isn't riding in. There's no fairy tale ending where someone sweeps in and makes it all better. The only person who can save you is you. But it will require every ounce of strength you have. It will require every bit of focus, every shred of determination. The path you take from this moment will either lead to victory or defeat, and it's all in your hands. The question is, what are you going to do with it? It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop blaming others. The only thing standing between you and the life you've always wanted is your own fear, and it's time to destroy it. No more hesitation, no more self-doubt, no more weakness. It's time to rise, because the person you were is dead. The person you are becoming is a force of nature, and nothing will stand in your way. Now that you've broken through the lies, It's time for the real transformation. This is where everything shifts. You can't go back to the weak version of yourself, the person who let fear dictate their decisions, the person who waited for things to be handed to them. That version of you is dead. What stands before you now is something unbreakable, something unstoppable. It's time to embrace the power you've been running from for so long. It's time to step into the warrior mindset and reject everything that isn't in alignment with your greatness. This is where you stop apologizing for your strength. This is where you stop dimming your light to make others feel comfortable. You are the storm. You are the fire. And if they can't handle it, that's their problem. The only thing you need to focus on now is becoming the best version of yourself, no matter how much it scares you. Because let's face it, comfort isn't your friend anymore. Comfort is what has kept you weak. Comfort is what made you settle for less. But now comfort is the enemy. When you step into the truth of who you are, you'll start to see everything differently. No longer will you be afraid of what you might lose. No longer will you fear rejection or failure. Those things don't matter when you're playing at a higher level. What matters is pushing forward relentlessly. What matters is the strength you develop when you refuse to give in. This is the moment where you stop holding back. This is the moment where you let go of everything that's been keeping you small, everything that's been holding you back. You are no longer the person who waits for permission. You are no longer the person who seeks validation from others. You are the person who decides what your destiny will be, no one else. So now that you've come this far, you need to ask yourself, are you ready to be unstoppable? Because that's the next step. You either embrace the challenge, embrace the pain, and push forward, or you stay stuck in the same place forever. The choice is yours, but make no mistake, there is no middle ground. The only option now is to rise, and rise with everything you've got. You've seen your weaknesses, but now it's time to see your strength. You've broken down the walls that were holding you back, and now it's time to build yourself into something that cannot be broken. You are the weapon. You are the force. You are the one who will decide how your story ends. So step forward without fear, without hesitation. There's no turning back now. Your time is here, and it's time to embrace the warrior within you. The world doesn't stand a chance. You've crossed the point of no return. You've burned the bridges, crushed the doubts, and now nothing can stand in your way, unless you let it. This is where your true power lies, in your ability to choose. In your ability to decide whether you're going to rise and crush every obstacle in your path, or whether you'll crumble and return to the weakness that once held you back. No more excuses. No more pretending. You've felt the fire, you've felt the pressure, and now you understand that the only way forward is through the pain. You've realized that your struggles were never meant to break you. They were meant to forge you into something indestructible. Every hardship you faced, every rejection, every failure, it's all been preparation. Preparation for this moment, when you rise from the ashes stronger, sharper, and more focused than ever before. But don't fool yourself into thinking this will be easy. The road ahead is going to be relentless. There will be moments when you want to quit, when you want to retreat back into comfort. There will be times when you feel like everything is against you, when the world seems to be testing your resolve. But this is where the warriors are separated from the weak. The strong don't back down. The strong don't make excuses. The strong keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times they fall. This is where you prove to yourself that you are unbreakable. This is where you dig deep and show the world that nothing, not fear, not doubt, not failure can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is you. Your mind, your will, your determination to rise higher than you ever thought possible. The power is yours to claim, but only if you're willing to fight for it. You can't sit back and wait for the world to give you what you think you deserve. You need to take it. You need to show the world who you are and what you're capable of. Every single day you must rise with the understanding that it's your time to dominate. Your time to prove that you are stronger than the weakness that once held you back. So there's no turning back now. You've made the choice. You've embraced the pain. Now you're ready for the next battle. It's time to show the world who you really are. You are not the person you once were. You are a force of nature, and nothing will stop you unless you allow it. The storm is coming. The fire is burning, and there's no one who can put it out. Keep moving forward. Keep conquering. Your destiny is in your hands, and you won't stop until you claim it. There is no comfort here. There is no safe zone. There's only the relentless pursuit of greatness, and it doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your doubts. It doesn't care about your fears. The only thing that matters now is whether or not you are willing to embrace the struggle, push beyond the limits you've set for yourself, and face the truth of who you are. You are the one who has the power to rise or fall. No one else. This is where you make or break yourself. This is where you prove to the world, and most importantly, to yourself, that you are unshakable. The challenges ahead are going to test everything you thought you knew about yourself. They will expose every weakness, every insecurity, every fear. But understand this, none of that matters unless you allow it to. The world is going to throw everything at you. It's going to push you, break you, make you question your resolve. But none of it matters, because you've already decided. You've already chosen to rise, to keep fighting, to become a force that cannot be stopped. The path ahead is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who want easy answers, quick fixes, or a comfortable ride. It's for those who are ready to sweat, bleed, and sacrifice everything in order to become something unstoppable. The warriors who make it are the ones who keep pushing when the world tries to knock them down. They are the ones who refuse to quit when everyone else has given up. They are the ones who face their fears head on, who take the pain and turn it into power. You've spent too much time waiting for a sign. You've waited for someone to tell you it's okay to go after what you want, to go after your dreams. But there's no more waiting. There's no more hoping. The time to act is now. The time to step into your true power is now. There are no guarantees in this life. There are no promises. But the one thing you can control is your effort. Your discipline, your willingness to rise every single time you get knocked down. And if you are truly ready to take control of your life, if you are truly ready to become the warrior you are meant to be, then this is the moment where you make the choice. You either rise or stay where you are. You either embrace the pain, the struggle, the sacrifice, or you fall back into the comfort of weakness. The world doesn't wait for those who aren't ready to fight. It's time to decide. This is your battle. This is your fight. And the only question that remains is, are you going to win? No more excuses. No more hesitation. The world is yours for the taking, but only if you're willing to claim it. This is your moment. This is your war cry. Now get up and fight. There's no comforting, no soft landing here. You've had enough of the sugar-coated lies. You've heard enough of the "it'll be okay" speeches. There is no okay in this fight. There is no hand-holding. There is no fairy tale ending. What you have in front of you is reality. You're either going to rise, or you're going to stay trapped in the cage of your own making. This is the final test. The moment where everything you've gone through, everything you've fought for, all the sacrifices you've made, come to a head. The brutal truth is staring you down. This is your last chance to become who you were always meant to be. If you can't push through now, if you can't make the decision to rise above the fear, the pain, and the doubt, then you'll stay stuck in the same cycle, forever weak, forever afraid. You can keep lying to yourself. You can keep pretending that you don't have the strength to push forward. You can keep telling yourself that you'll try tomorrow, that the time just isn't right. But here's the truth: tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is right now. The only choice that matters is the one you make in this very second. So make it count. Choose to rise. Choose to embrace the fire, the storm, the war that's coming. Because if you don't, you'll be left behind. You'll be watching from the sidelines while others break through, while others take control of their destiny, and you'll be stuck. Forever wondering why you didn't push harder, why you didn't fight more fiercely, why you didn't rise when you had the chance. The time to rise is now. There's no more time to waste. You have everything you need within you to conquer your fear, to destroy your weakness, and to become the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. But the choice is yours. You either rise to meet the challenge, or you stay weak, stuck, forever wondering what could have been. There is no way out, no easy route. You rise or you fall. The world doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about what you do next. You have one choice. Make it count. Rise or stay weak. It's up to you.